Creatures of the night, it's your girl Tati. Let's talk about AEW Dynamite. It's Wednesday night. Tony Khan, thank you for having Nigel McGuinness on commentary, filling in for Taz. Because Tony Schiavone, Excalibur, they're insufferable. I just cannot take these two guys. If it wasn't for Nigel, commentary would be mute once again. We do start off with tag team action. We have Moxley teaming up with Pac to go against Jay White and Orange Cassidy, probably for the first time ever. Wasn't expecting this. We have Wheeler Yuta and Marina. They're out there ringside as well, posing as a distraction. Marina was looking so good lately. She looks great. Would love to see her in the ring, though. Now look, nobody in this really care for each other. Pac, he's part of the group, so he's gonna do whatever they want them to do. But it's not that Orange Cassidy and Jay White are friends, but they're making this shit work anyway. Wheeler Yuta's being a distraction. While the match was good, I did smell shenanigans a mile away. And just when things are getting good and maybe seeming like the baby faces in this situation is going to take the win, here comes our boy Hangman, who comes out of nowhere and attacks Jon Moxley for no apparent reason. Now, he's getting attacked. And the whole fight it just comes out of nowhere with the Death Riders getting involved, Orange Cassidy, Jay White, and it seems like the Death Riders are on top in the situation. Now, throughout this match, we do have our stepdaddy watching way in the rafters with the patriarchy, which I was not expecting. But I guess it's okay to consistently show that Christian is somewhat of a threat in this whole situation. Honestly, whether to show him or not, he still has that little contract, and at any given time, he can use it. Now, here we have they end up leaving, and we end up going on a commercial break. Back from the commercial break, and Lord have mercy, we have a vignette, a Western style vignette of Bandito on a horse with just a cape and a mask on. Lord have mercy, what have I done this year? I have not been behaving. I've been naughty all year, but Lord have mercy, I've been getting the things that I want when it comes to pro wrestling, which is Bandito looking good with no shirt on and that cape. He ends up fighting some dudes out there in wherever they are, who knows, just so y'all can see that Bandito is ready to get in the ring. He probably was doing his own little stunts in that little movie scene or whatever the hell they were doing. It was amazing. Can't wait for him to come back. They don't really put a date or whatever, but we know he's coming soon, and that's good enough for me. After commercial break, Moxley is back there with the whole Death Riders. Long story short, Jon Moxley ends up saying that they're going to end up having a fatal four-way. It's going to be him versus Orange Cassidy for no reason. You like literally lost your opportunity the last pay-per-view, and somehow you're getting another opportunity at the title. He needs to go to the back of the line. They're also going to be going against Jay White and Hangman. So very interesting. Another thing to point out here is that Wheeler Yuta, baby, he looked scared in that promo that he was doing back there. Wheeler Yuta, if you are in fear of your life, just blink. Blink at least one time. So now we have our stepdaddy, who is in that skybox or whatever the hell they call it. And he is letting everyone know that he's going to take that title from Moxley, that he has a contract, and at any given time, he's going to snatch it out of his hands because he's tired of seeing Jon Moxley as a champion. Now, while he's saying that, he's about to leave, then all of a sudden, you see somebody at the door, and it's Hook with his arm in a cast or whatever. He ends up smashing the glass so that he can open the door, unlock the door, and get in. And he gets into a little scuffle with our stepdaddy, and then here comes the patriarchy coming over to even things out, and that didn't happen apparently, and Hook ends up making it away. Great. Hook is still involved somehow with this whole thing. We're bored. To the count, we're bored. Like, whatever they think Hook is in terms of a star, let's be real, it's just not it. Now, when he has that match with Nick Wayne in a couple of weeks, he's gonna get exposed for the sorry ass wrestler that he is. Look, if he wants to get better, he's gonna have to get out there and start practicing. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm just telling the truth. Now, Here we have Claudio Castagnoli versus William Ospreay. William had his hair laid and swooped and everything. When I tell you, he looks so different, and it's not just the hair. Something about his body too, I think, looked different. Really good look for him. Kind of looking like he's in his Kyle Fletcher era, if you know what I mean, with the hair and just looking different. Something about it is just different if you didn't see him. Really great match. I'm telling you, all the Continental Classic matches have been really great. This is for the gold lead. At this point, Claudio had 6 points, and then William only had 3 points going into this. And for me, I'm cheering for Claudio because really, I don't want to see the predictable ending of William winning the whole thing for the gold league. So I'm cheering for him, but apparently God have other plans. So William ends up taking the win in a really great matchup. This is William's second time beating Claudio since he's been in AEW. So I kind of saw it going another way. Either way, it was a really great matchup, and I'm curious in terms of what's happening here with the gold league, because we do have Kyle Fletcher, who is in the lead in the blue league with 9 points, and now we have 3 people with 6 points in the gold league. So it's still anyone's game, at least on the gold league. Now after this match, Claudio ends up attacking William because obviously we're not happy about being losers. And Darby Allin comes out being Captain Saberho and save William. Great. We hear from Ricochet, who's basically letting everyone know he's going against Brody King and he's going to whoop his ass. We'll see about that. But before he walks away, he does pull out the MVP business card. And real talk, Ricochet, look like you need that, baby. Now, after this, we see a really nice looking SUV pull up. And then we see someone come out. And the first thing you see is the hand. And on the pinky finger, it's the Dynamite ring, and it's our scumbag pulling up to the building, and people are cheering and clapping, and I'm just like, oh, no matter what MJF does, he can cuss out my mama, we still cheering for him. And that's what I like. I love those type of heels that get that type of reaction. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. Now after this, we do have Matt Cardona with Renee Paquette. Long story short, he said he belongs in AEW. I don't know what that's about because Tony Khan, last time I checked, we're full and we're not handing out any more contracts. We'll see. Basically touting himself and whatever he got going on with Chris Jericho at the Ring of Honor pay-per-view. And I'm still underwhelmed in terms, Matt Cardona, you know, I love him, but like, versus Chris Jericho main event at the Ring of Honor pay-per-view, like, we could have done better than this, Tony Khan. After this, Renee Paquette also is talking to Kyle O'Reilly, but the Kingdom get involved. They're just like, hey man, we family. No matter what happens with this match against you and Adam Cole. And Kyle kind of seems to brush him off like, we not family. If we were family, you wouldn't have let all this foolishness go on with the Kingdom. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. They're making a story out of nothing, pretty much. And I really don't care for it. We got to talk about this next match. Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly. So now we have the match. This match with Kyle and Adam will determine who gets to face our scumbag for the Dynamite ring at World's End. And I'm looking at this and I'm just like, this is so predictable. Very predictable. Yes, Adam Cole wins. MJF did come out towards the end, kind of trying to get involved. But Adam is just like, we're not doing that over here. And he ends up taking the win. Why this feels forced? Why do they feel like what they're doing with Adam Cole feels forced? Like, they want you to like this guy. They want you to be cheering for this guy. They want you to feel like his time is now. You know what I mean? And it's just like, it don't feel like your time is now. It feels like your ass should get to the back of the line. Start building yourself up, being part of smaller storylines and things that make sense, Tony Khan. And right now, I just kind of feel like they're forcing this upon the fans and really wanting y'all to want him to be whatever the fuck he's trying to be right now. And honestly, I just don't feel it. I don't feel it, and I'm not sure if other people are feeling that too. For me, it's a no. But we're going to have Adam Cole versus MJF for the Dynamite ring at World's End. And real talk, MJF has had it for 5 years. Just keep that shit on him. It's better than putting it on Adam Cole. And he was yellow as fuck tonight, again. After this, we have a New York Minute with Chris Jericho where he is recapping his little thing with him and Matt Cardona, and Brian Keith is back there saying he's gonna kick somebody's ass. I'm done. I'm over it. We're not even gonna get into it. This is Chris Jericho. We're talking about. There's no reason to waste any time on this. Now we do have Shabani, who did a sit-down interview with Darby Allin, and Darby Allin beat himself up literally in this interview to show that he isn't hurt by anything. Like nothing hurts him. Like he can hurt his damn self and isn't bothered. And he made his own mouth bleed. For what reason? This is what I'm saying. I don't know if Darby, I support you. I really do like Darby. However, sometimes I'm just like, I don't know to cheer for him or to call the closest psychiatric ward and be like, hey, this guy is crazy. Something about it, I just don't know. I was not connecting with why he has to do all this all the time. I don't know. Now, up next, we have Brody King versus Ricochet in a Continental Classic Gold League match. So we have another great match up in this tournament. For me, I'm cheering for Brody King. Brody King did really well in the Continental Classic last year, and seeing him now doing things on his own, I'm just like, holy shit, he is really great as a singles wrestler. And unfortunately, I'm worried because I don't see him winning the fucking thing anyway. But I'm worried of what happens with him after this, because I don't think they did much with him after last year's Continental Classic tournament. So this time, I don't know. But he is definitely proving himself. And Ricochet ends up taking the win, giving him 6 points. So we do have Claudio, William, and Ricochet all with 6 points in the gold lead. Brody King, we're going to have to come a little harder than that. I would love to see him do, I don't know, get at least another win in this, even though I don't think he's going to win the whole thing. After this, we do have Private Party. They celebrating back there with their little titles and whatever drink they're drinking. And here comes Leo Rush and Action Andretti. They're like, they want a shot. And then Private Party's like, oh, this drink? Okay, we'll give you a shot. And he's like, no, we're not talking about that. We're talking about them damn titles. And just before Private Party could even respond about that, here is Layla Gray with Top Flight. Now, they're obviously feeling salty about Leo Rush and Action Andretti eliminating them from the Dynamite Dozen Battle Royal ring thing, whatever the hell they call that. And honestly, none of them was going to win it anyway, so it didn't even really matter. They're salty about that. And they're kind of arguing over who should get a shot for this title. Private Party end up saying, hey, y'all two have a match. Winner of that match gets to go against us for the titles. Now, I'm with it. They got all the brothers here in this segment, and they're all looking to get their hands on some gold and tag team action. And that right there is what we need, a little revival for the tag team division. However, they don't announce when this match is going to take place. The tag team match, I believe, Collision, but I do believe whoever wins this match should go against Private Party at the pay-per-view. Do you hear me, Tony Khan? At the pay-per-view. Stop putting these young stars on Collision and Rampage. Put them on the damn pay-per-view. Let us see different faces for once on these pay-per-views. So now, we do come back from commercial break. Renee Paquette is with Mercedes Moné and Anna Jay. I didn't notice this at first, but Cute GM, who was doing the live stream with me, point out about Mercedes Camel Toe. And I had to go back and watch this because I was like, are you sure? It was very distracting with her outfit and the camera pointed right there. So what they ended up doing was put the graphic for Mercedes versus Anna right over her body. So I guess we don't see it. They left it there the whole segment. I mean, the whole segment. So I guess we didn't have to see how distracting that outfit was, which was very interesting. They never do things like that. They always show it for a few seconds or so, and then it's off the screen. But it's very obvious that they're trying to hide a little something, something. Now, main event. Mariah versus Mina Shirakawa. And Tony Khan, your ass gonna get chewed up right now. This match didn't start until just about 5, maybe 6 minutes to the top of the hour. And I don't like this. Even if Tony Khan planned on going overtime, even if that is the case, There is something about it feeling very last second with the ladies. They would have never done something like this if Moxley was in the main event or one of Orange Cassidy and then was in the main event. They would have made sure that there was enough time for them to do whatever they had to do in the main event and not having to feel rushed or like this is last second type of situation. Why does it always feel like this with the women's? They did this not too long ago. Even when Mariah went with Anna Jay, they prioritized a whole music video to close off the show instead of these ladies. Something about it I'm still not liking. The only women's match on the night, and y'all practically only had a 10-minute match for a title. What are we doing? Like there has to be so many changes when it comes to women's wrestling. For me, it's just like everybody's kind of like, well, at least they're in the main event. It's in a main event, but did it feel like something like main event to you? No, it didn't. Something about it did not feel important. Everything else that's going on felt more important than this, and I think that they gotta fix it when it comes to women's wrestling. And it's not just AEW, I'm just saying all around the board. Now, the ladies that actually tore it up, I don't know what outfits or what they were going for. Mariah was looking like I Dream of Jeannie outfit, whatever it was. It looked so great. Mina Shirakawa looked great. The girls looked great. They always look good. And they gave us a really great matchup. Now, throughout the match, we have Thunder Rosa, who is in the crowd. She got her little signs that says various different things. She's screaming. She's making noise ringside like a fan should. And a little distracting because I'm not going to lie, they kind of forget Thunder Rosa was in this. She's been only showing up on Collision. So this is the first time we've actually seen her on Dynamite. So for those who haven't seen her on Collision, who haven't been watching, probably thought it was random that she was there ringside. But she's been kind of involved in this story. Now, after what seems to be like 10 minutes or less, our girl Mariah ends up retaining, which I'm not mad at. Now, while she's just about to start celebrating, we do have Toni Storm who comes out. Toni Storm is not timeless Toni Storm. She is back to wearing the black leather, the hat, the little Nelly tape thing under her eye and all that shit. And she's back to that. I kind of felt disappointed with seeing that version of Toni Storm. Matter of fact, looking on social media, a lot of people seem to have felt the same way too. I do feel like the Thomas Toni Storm gimmick absolutely worked. Absolutely worked. And I guess she wants to go back to being herself or who she was prior to that, which is okay too. I'm going to support regardless, but I missed the whole Timeless Toni Storm thing. That also means that Luther is probably not employed at this point, so somebody check up on Luther and whatever he's been going through lately. The show I thought was great. In terms of wrestling, it's all there. Great matches. The story though, with the Death Riders, it's something we need to pick it up with the story. I feel like in a way I know what they're going for, which is, you know what, I guess I don't know. It's just like it's not really translating at this point. Now that they have bought in Hangman and Orange and Jay into the story, and even our stepdaddy, something about it feels like there's a lot of cooks in the kitchen. And whatever the agenda is with Death Riders is somehow getting lost in the background. And it's just something needs to happen where they make a big difference moving forward. Because now it's like, okay, y'all throwing a whole bunch of people in this story, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But it's like we can't lose sight of what was the original fucking thing that was going on with this thing with the Death Rider. So we'll see what ends up happening with that. That I feel like we need to really pick up on because that's their biggest storyline. And I'm seeing like some people are kind of tired with this whole thing. And I'm just going to wait it out. Patience is a good thing. We'll see if it's worth it in the end. Guys, thanks so much for watching my review. I'll be back tomorrow with a review on Ring of Honor. See you guys then. Bye.